from Cute Girls Hairstyles, and today I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite Halloween hairstyle spooktorials. So the first one we're going to do today is the Harley Quinn pigtails. Now if you guys remember, we put the pigtails in and then we colored her hair blue so she became the perfect Harley Quinn. Okay, to begin this hairstyle, all I did was put some soft, really soft curls in the end, and I've parted her hair straight down the middle into 2 sections. Now before I do anything else as far as hairstyling goes, I'm gonna spray her hair pink and blue to match her eyes. So we're gonna do that. Okay, and when you're all done spraying the hair, it should look something like this. I'm gonna take this off now. It's dry and ready to go. And we're gonna start the hairstyle. Now the first thing we're gonna do for the actual hairstyle is pull each section of hair up into pigtails just a few inches above the ear. So we're gonna start on this left side and make sure that you leave some hair out in front. Harley had quite a bit of hair just kind of randomly falling in front of her face. And then pull it up into a ponytail. You can use some hairspray if you want to, but don't slick it too much. Like she was like fighting in the movie, so her hair looked a little rough and ragged, and that's totally Harley. And you can see that that shifts the pink a little bit, which is kind of what we want. We just want ragged looking ponytail like she's been fighting. I am gonna take a piece now and make sure that it has some pink at the ends. And I'm gonna take it and wrap it around until this pink shows, like this. And then you can just use a bobby pin to secure it into place. And then just for a little added fullness at the top, I'm gonna go back and just back comb a little bit right at the top and make sure we get lots of pink showing through. And the ponytail kind of just looks ratchet. And there you go. Now you're gonna just repeat on the opposite side. Because you know that I'm coming. Take down, and there you have Harley Quinn through the majority of the movie. Woo-woo! The Harley Quinn pigtails. Okay, let's do the final spin for Harley Quinn. That rhymed. She is one tough, crazy cookie. The second tutorial today is the unicorn half-ups. So if you guys remember, we took braids, we twisted them around, we left some of the hair hanging down, we added a unicorn horn, and it was the perfect unicorn. To begin our unicorn tutorial, we parted her hair down the middle and pulled both sides up into high ponytails. I'm gonna take this ponytail and I'm gonna divide off about 1/4 of her hair. And so about, well, maybe 2/3, 1/3 of her hair. And you can see I've already done this and straightened this piece because I wanted it super straight. The piece on top, I'm going to just run a little bit of dry wax through just to add a little texture to it. And I'm going to braid it. And we don't want this to be a super tight braid because we want this bun on the top to be nice and full. Okay, when you get your braid done, secure it with an elastic, and then you're just gonna go back and really puff and pancake and fluff the braid so that it looks big and really full, lots of volume. Don't be afraid to just really tug. And then take the braid and we're going to wrap it and create a bun shape right here at the top. And of course, hide this end. And then what I'm gonna do is take this, make sure the straight hair is just falling straight down next to her ear. Might even tuck that just underneath. Like this. And then you're gonna bobby pin the bun in place down as tight against the head right here as you can so that it covers the elastic completely. When you get it pinned and secure, then just go back, make sure that you like the way it looks from the front, and if you don't, just fluff and pull, make any adjustments necessary until you like the way that the bun is sitting and where it's positioned. When you're all done with that, you're just gonna repeat the same thing on the other side.
Now the fairy tale has started. Happy endings I will share with you.
And you are all done. Now just for fun and just to make her look a little more majestic, we're going to spray a little bit of white through her hair and make it even more fun and glittery. Okay, when you get the hair all colored the way you want it, you're finished. Now to finish Brooklyn off, we're going to just add, a unicorn isn't a unicorn without a horn. So we have this darling little jeweled headpiece that I found, and then a pretty white cape, and we're ready to go. Okay, let's do the final spin on our unicorn hair tutorial. I did some glitter down the center part. If you guys want a tutorial on that, be sure to leave a comment below. And yay, here it is. The third spooktorial we're doing today is the zombie cheerleader. This one's one of my personal favorites because Sean and Bailey together made the best football and zombie cheerleader I've ever seen. But we took hairpins, twisted the hair around the hairpins to create a crazy dynamic, like really nutso zombie hairstyle, which is awesome. So what I've done is I've started by separating her hair, and I've just pulled this section, like a small section in the very back. I've left it out and I've pulled the rest of it up and out of the way, and we're gonna just be dividing the sections of her head as we go along. Now I'm gonna go back and take about a 1-inch section, and on her hair is about 1 inch. If you have fine hair or super thick hair, you may need to adjust the sections a little bit according to the type of hair you have. I'm gonna take a hairpin. This is what a hairpin looks like. It's different than a bobby pin. And I'm gonna take the hairpin and put it right at the root of that strand. This. And then I'm gonna begin wrapping the hair around the hairpin kind of in a figure 8 motion. So it's gonna weave in and out of those 2 side prongs. In and out, in and out. And we're just gonna keep doing this. And you can see that with my thumb, I'm kind of holding them and pushing them upward, which allows, you know, the room at the bottom of the prongs to stay open and usable. And we're gonna wrap until we get to the end of her hair. You're gonna take your flat iron and you're just gonna clamp it right here at the end. Try to hang on to that end as best you can. Clamp it down just for a few seconds, all the way up. Like that. Wrap these ends. If you see, it'll pretty much stay on there by itself now that you've clamped it, but just for a little added security, if you want to do it this way, you can. Here's a couple other options. One is to take a little alligator clip like this and just secure that end in there. Clip it on so that it holds it tight while it's cooling and setting. And a second option is to take, and I like this one, to take a bobby pin and just run a bobby pin right up the middle, and that helps hold it in place. A second option, if you don't want to use heat, is to wrap the hair on the hairpins just like this, and when it's a little tiny bit damp still, and then let it air dry. You can let it air dry just by itself, you can air dry it overnight if you'd really want to sleep in these, or you can even pop them under a hooded dryer for a few minutes, or using a hair dryer on a cool setting, just kind of air dry some of that hair so that it tightens up those curls. Any of the above works just fine. So let me show you another curl, how to do it. So we're gonna take that hair, we're gonna take our hairpin, again, put it right at the root, and then begin wrapping the hair around the hairpin. So just remember, it's a figure 8 motion, in and out, in and out, in and out, and you just push with your thumb upward as you go along to create room for yourself with your hair all the way down. And then take your bobby pin or your straight iron and go ahead and straighten it right now. And then I'm gonna put on top of this, use the straightener. Just hold it for a few seconds. It really doesn't take tons of time. and you have a nice curl. We're gonna go ahead and just do the rest of our hair going across, and then we're gonna begin going up until we have our whole head done. Okay, and we are done. That took about an hour to do, and I did it just by myself, and we counted, and there were 45 in Bailey's hair. She has pretty thick hair, and I did pretty thick sections even, but if you had a lot finer hair, you could do smaller sections, and it may not take you as long. When you're all done and you've let the curls cool and set even a little bit more, then the fun begins because you get to take it all out. So to take it out, you just release whatever's holding it on the ends and just gently tug it off of the hairpin all the way, and then you can just remove the hairpin. At the top, it might be a little untwisting. And what you get is this really fun zigzagged curl, as you can see, from the little crimpies that we did. And it almost looks like rickrack, like sewing rickrack, which is why they call it the rickrack set, or rickrack curls, or hairpin curls, any of the above. And what happens when you get a bunch of them, take this one out, is that they just get, when you start separating them with your fingers a little bit, they just get really full because of the crimps, and it just creates tons and tons of volume and texture. Now I'm just gonna take them all out, and then I'll show you the finished product. Have all of your hairpin curls done. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is just very gently separate with my fingers. Now obviously this is gonna frizz it some more, which is what we're looking for here. So I don't wanna run a brush through it though, because that will just completely poof it out of control. And we don't want it out of control. We just want it really, really voluminous, lots of texture. And we are finished, so let's do the final spin. Just look at all that curl and volume, it's awesome. And you can definitely see how you could pull off a witch or a lion or a zombie or Hagrid or...
I look like Hagrid.
Yeah, it has a very editorial feel to me even, something you might see on America's Next Top Model. Just
very
tons
fluffy
of fluff, and I love it. Thanks you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed all of our Halloween hairstyles. They're so much fun, you guys. We have so many more spooktutorials. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, be sure to do it by clicking here. And you can find all of our other spooktutorials by clicking over here. We'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.